Yo, what's good, the DX Hoop fam? It's your boy back with some real talk about the WNBA's biggest story right now. Caitlin Clark is out with a hamstring injury for at least 2 weeks, and the league is feeling the heat. Let's break down why her absence is a straight-up earthquake for the Indiana Fever and the entire WNBA. Buckle up, hit that like button, and let's dive in.
Well, we're going to talk more about Caitlin Clark's absence and the impact this is felt. That's being felt around the league, and even in Indiana, it's going to be a big impact.
Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's the WNBA's main character, the plot twist, the reason half the country even knows the league exists. TV ratings? They're hugging her tighter than a game winner at the buzzer. When she plays, arenas are packed, sponsors are smiling, and the popcorn's extra salty. But now, with her sidelined, the WNBA's scrambling like they dropped the ball in crunch time.
What I'm interested in is what somebody tweeted me and asked about earlier today that I want to show you right now. Put this tweet up, please, so our audience can see it here. At 4th Gen Bucci, B-U-C-C-I, right? Stephen A. Smith, can the WNBA keep itself afloat while CC, as in Caitlin Clark, is out? End quote.
A tweet I got earlier today sums it up perfectly. User 4th Gen Bucci asked, Stephen A., fucking the WNBA stay afloat while CC is out? Real talk, it's going to be rough. Ticket sales for Fever games are already down 75%. 2 days ago, the cheapest seat for the Fever vs. Chicago Sky game was $86. Now, $25. That's a clearance sale, y'all. Teams like the Sky, banking on Clark's draw against Angel Reese's squad, even rented bigger arenas. Now they're sweating. Why? Because Caitlin Clark is a one-woman highlight reel. She's not just dropping dimes. She's bringing drama, buzz, and straight-up relevance. Without her, the WNBA's back to empty gyms and ratings flatter than a missed layup. Her last game, Fever vs. Liberty, was a cable TV banger.
To be here with you guys today, the ratings are out. Indiana Fever versus the New York Liberty, Caitlin Clark's most recent game on cable TV. And on top of that, the WNBA, desperate to sell tickets to tonight's Washington.
Now, the league's rolling out a yoga mat instead of the red carpet, acting like she's just another rookie. Spoiler, she's not. The Fever's latest game without her, a straight-up disaster. They lost 83-77 to the Washington Mystics, a young squad they should have handled. It was like watching a team try to hoop without a playbook. No rhythm, no spacing, just vibes and bad ones. Aaliyah Boston looked lost in the paint, giving up over 50 points like it was a layup line. Without Clark's gravity pulling defenders, the offense was slower than dial-up internet. Fans could feel the Caitlin-sized void. This team needs her, period. Here's the deal. The WNBA didn't just fumble the bag, they fumbled the whole vault. Clark came in hot from Iowa, no break, no rest, and still balled out. All-star, 4th in MVP voting, Rookie of the Year, no contest. But the league? They've got her running a gauntlet. Back-to-back games, hard fouls with no calls, and a schedule that makes coal miners wince.
Nor am I going to take my eyes off of what transpires with the WNBA over the next 2 weeks while Caitlin Clark is out with the quad strain. And the reason why is because, let me tell you something right now. I'm not going to go to word hate. I'm not going to be out there like RG3 was saying that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark or other players hate Caitlin Clark. But I will say this. I don't think it's specific about Caitlin Clark. I think it's what Caitlin Clark represents. See, it's through no fault of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark balls. She balled at Iowa in college. She's balled since she's been in the NBA. She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did her thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being 4th in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the table.
Caitlin Clark has just been ruled out for the next 2 weeks, and ticket sales are already down 75%. So if you didn't know, Caitlin Clark injured her hamstring and is out for the next 2 weeks, including 2 road games. One of those games being against the Chicago Sky and Angel Reese, where they have a very heated rivalry. Just 2 days ago, the cheapest ticket to get into the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever game was $86, and now it's down to $25. This is also against the same person who said the reason people come to watch the WNBA is because of her talking about Angel Reese, but she she cannot even keep the ticket prices up. The teams that Caitlin Clark was supposed to play against over these next 2 weeks also already rented out a bigger stadium because of how many people they were expecting to have show up to see Caitlin Clark play. And because the WNBA is only about 40 games, she is missing a huge chunk of time with being out 2 weeks in June. Do you guys...
Oh boy, WNBA fans, y'all are screwed. Look at that. Caitlin Clark is out 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Do you know how bad the WNBA ratings are going to be for the next 2 weeks? Nobody watches the WNBA at all if it's not for Caitlin Clark in the first place. Now that she is hurt, who in the world is going to watch these games? Who in the world is going to watch a WNBA game without the biggest star the sport has seen ever? Like, this is going to be hilarious the next couple of weeks when these ABC stations, TNT, ESPN, see how bad the ratings are when Caitlin Clark isn't playing, and then all the players are going to see, oh wow, we actually need Caitlin Clark to play in these games for us to try to make money.
Now she's hurt and the silence is loud. Social media's in mourning, comment sections look like memorials, and fans are mad. They saw this coming, run your star into the ground, and she's bound to break. The numbers don't lie. Clark's games outshine every other matchup by a mile. Without her, viewership tanks like a brick from deep. The Fever vs. Sky game on June 7th. Don't expect those 2.7 million viewers from her last CBS game. The WNBA thought they could ride her wave without protecting their star. Big mistake. You don't build a league by breaking your brightest talent. WNBA didn't just drop the ball with Caitlin Clark. They yeeted it into the stands and acted like it was part of the game plan. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. She's the reason casual fans are flipping to ESPN, the reason arenas are selling out, and the reason sponsors are finally paying attention to women's basketball. But the WNBA, they're treating her like she's just another jersey in the locker room, and it's costing them big. This league has been handed a golden ticket, a player who's not only dropping 20 points a game, but also dragging eyeballs to a sport that's been fighting for mainstream love for years. Clark's games are pulling in viewership numbers that make NBA execs jealous. Her last game against the New York Liberty? A cable TV blockbuster. The Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky matchup? Tickets were going for $86 a pop because fans wanted to see her face off against Angel Reese. Now that she's out with a hamstring injury for at least 2 weeks, those same tickets are down to $25. That's a 75% drop, y'all. Teams even rented bigger arenas expecting Clark to pack the house. And
I just had the miserable task of watching the Indiana Fever play basketball without Caitlin Clark. There were a whole lot of things wrong with this game on the basketball side of things. Obviously, the Indiana Fever's interior defense was horrible. If you watched this game, you saw them give up, I think, over 50 points in the paint. Aaliyah Boston looked like a cone down there. It was literally horrible to watch. I haven't seen a team play that bad interior defense in a long time. They were not even trying. It's like Caitlin Clark wasn't playing out there, and they decided, you know what, since Caitlin Clark isn't playing, we're not even going to try. We know we're gonna lose. It was horrible to watch. This is a game you could have won against the youngest team in the league. You're playing against a bunch of rookies out there. This was a winnable game for the Indiana Fever. This team, mind you, with Caitlin Clark, literally lost by 2 to the New York Liberty, which is the championship team last year. And without Caitlin Clark, you look trash out there. And it's not even that they look trash. They are boring to watch.
now they're staring at empty seats. That's not just a loss, it's a wake-up call. So where did the WNBA go wrong? First, they ran her into the ground. Clark came straight from a grueling college season at Iowa, no break, no breather, and jumped into a WNBA schedule that's basically a cardio torture test. Back-to-back games, cross-country flights and economy, and a 40-game season crammed into a few months? That's not a schedule. That's a survival gauntlet. Most rookies would have folded, but Clark? She balled out. All-star, 4th in MVP voting, Rookie of the Year, no contest. Yet the league acted like she's superhuman, piling on minutes like she's got a spare body in her locker. Then there's the protection, or lack thereof. On the court, Clark's getting shoulder-checked like it's WWE, with defenders treating her like a punching bag. Where are the refs? Handing out free fouls like they're coupons at a mall kiosk. The WNBA's letting opponents play demolition derby with their biggest star, and it's not just bad for Clark, it's bad for business. One hard foul
in almost every game that they've played. They play hard. They're selfless. They move the ball. They cut hard. They play well together. and they kept coming at us, and at times we had breakdowns on the defensive end, our coverages. Their physicality, I felt like on their defensive end against us took us out of our flow, particularly in the second half.
Business. One hard foul too many. And now she's sidelined with a hamstring injury. Coincidence? No, that's negligence. The craziest part? The league's acting shocked that her absence is tanking everything. Without Clark, the WNBA's relevance takes a nosedive. Social media's blowing up. Fans are pissed, comment sections look like candlelit vigils, and the buzz is gone. Check X and you'll see posts screaming, "Protect Caitlin," or "The WNBA needs her." Meanwhile, TV ratings without her are flatter than a missed jumper. The Fever's last game against the Washington Mystics was proof, an 83-77 loss that felt like a funeral. No one's drawing defenders like Clark does, no one's creating those clutch moments, and no one's bringing that "we might actually win this" energy. The WNBA thought they could ride her wave without building a proper surfboard. Spoiler, you can't. This is bigger than just one injury. The WNBA's at a crossroads. Clark's brought them a new audience. People who didn't know a jump shot from a jump rope before she showed up. But if they keep treating her like she's disposable, they're not just risking her health, they're risking the whole league's momentum. Look at the numbers. Her games are outrating every other matchup by a landslide. When she's on, the lights are brighter, the crowds are louder, and the sponsors are throwing cash. When she's off, it's like someone unplugged the arena's Wi-Fi. Everything crashes. The league's got to stop pretending she's just another rookie and start treating her like the supernova she is. That means better schedules, better protection, and a game plan that doesn't burn out its biggest asset. If the WNBA doesn't learn from this, they're going to be stuck selling water in a rainstorm. Clark's not just carrying the Fever, she's carrying the league's future. And right now, that future's on ice, literally and figuratively. So WNBA execs, take notes. You don't build a legacy by breaking your brightest star. Protect Caitlin Clark, or watch your ratings vanish faster than a fast break. So what's next? The WNBA better wake up. Treat your stars like stars, or watch your ratings vanish faster than a fast break. Caitlin Clark didn't just join the league, she put it back on the map. Without her, it's a blank canvas. DX Hoop fam, what do you think? Can the WNBA survive these 2 weeks without Caitlin? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more Hoops Heat. Let's keep the convo going. Peace.